Hello, my dear friends. Let me just address a question that I received from a few close friends and also a stranger or two that have approached me and have raised the question, what does Islam look like if you only regard as sacred the text from the Holy Quran? So if you omit the Hadith as a source of sacred laws and sacred rules, then what does your Islam look like? And I'm not going to make a long answer of this. Let me quickly tell you. What I'm calling for is not a change of your religion. I'm calling for a change of emphasis and a change of goal and a change of orientation. You see, if you drive on a freeway and you're heading for a destination 500 kilometers away, and you enter a very densely populated city with many side roads and many turns and many freeways and byways and highways, you cannot make that city your end goal. You cannot make it the objective of your journey. You need to navigate that city and as soon as possible get onto the freeway so that you could head on to your main destination. And that is what I believe where we are with Islam today, is that we've entered a very densely populated system of rituals and procedures, and it's become a maze for us. It's become a place that we have gotten lost in, and we have forgotten the destination of our journey. The destination of being a Muslim or being a mu'min is to please and to serve Almighty God. Every rule, every regulation is supposed to support that objective or that final goal. Now, if you look at the hudud, the code, the laws or the requirements that the Quran imposes on you, then those laws are finite, they are countable. And let me take a specific example. The idea of Salah. Salah is an abstract requirement that is an injunction on those who are the mu'mineen or the mu'minun to uphold, to adhere, to align with, to observe, to be part of the program, right? And what is the program? What is the observance? What is the adherence to? It is the code, it is the will, it is the rules, the requirements as stipulated in the Quran. And there are a number of those rules. There are rules pertaining to relationships between men and women. There are business rules. There are rules pertaining to inheritance. There are rules pertaining to those who are weak and orphaned in society. There are rules pertaining to charity and redistribution. There are rules pertaining to interest, riba, but there are a finite number of rules. But the Quran does not convey an innumerable number of rules, and that is what people find most sort of unsettling, is that they want a set of complex and a multiplicity almost of innumerable rules. They've become used to it. If it's doable, how can it be real? It shouldn't be doable. It should be almost impossible. And that is the biggest problem. Now, coming to Salah. Yes, I am one of those who believe that the Quran does call for a procedural or a routine system of observance. So in other words, several times a day, the mu'min has to observe special, or at least, at regular points during his day, they should stop and meditate and remember God, and also spread or allow others to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the idea of salah. It is dhikrullah, and that is the point of salah. How do you make salah? That's the question. If the way that Imam Shafi'i and Abu Hanifa and all these guys are teaching, that is not sacred, then what do I do? How do I make salah? Here's my answer. I believe that just as we have inherited existing rules and procedures, right, an existing practice, And the Quran refers to the word urf. Just as we have inherited an existing practice of going to school, going to university, how to get a job, how to do things in our society. Similarly, we have inherited a practice of Salah. And where you have an existing practice in your community of making or performing that regular dhikr, my suggestion is, the way I do it is, I just follow the existing practice. In my case, most people in this area practice the Salah procedures that align with the Shafi'i, the Hanafi, and there's also some Ja'fari. So wherever you come, if you come to a mosque and people are performing it the Shafi'i way, that is the urf, that is the practice. What we don't do is we don't put the emphasis on that. We don't call for that to be the end in itself. Do you see what I mean? We are not calling for, if you are making Salah exactly like that, then you will go to paradise. That is not the end. That is not the aim of Islam, to make Salah in that way. The aim is to dhikr, to have dhikr, to be reminded of Allah, to give recognition to Allah. Now say, for example, you live in a society where that practice is not established. If you are the first Muslim in your country, or the first Muslim in your city or in your town, there's nothing wrong if you establish a different programmatic Salah. That is what I'm saying. I'm saying if there is no established method or program or procedure or a convention, then you are free to do it in your way, or, and then you establish a new convention. And that is what I'm saying. And so the point that I'm making in conclusion is that we are not establishing new religions here. What we are doing is we are recontextualizing. We are going back to our original aim, to the original goal of what Islam is there for. And all these other procedures must become subordinate to that main goal.